Presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, is reassuring the Southeast that he will be the stepping stone that the region needs to produce the next president if the zone supports his bid to become the country's leader in 2023. Arise News correspondent Ebel Ejikeme reports.
It's a meeting between the presidential candidate of the PDP and stakeholders of the party in the southeastern political headquarters, Enugu. Atiku Abubakar's consultation with party stakeholders in the region comes less than 24 hours before the official flag-off of campaigns for the country's 2023 presidential election. It's a period stakeholders here take turns to reassure the party's presidential candidate of the region's support in the next year's election.
President in waiting, I want to tell you, Southeast is PDP. And Abia State in particular, since 1999 till date, we don't know any other party apart from PDP.
I want to assure you, sir, once again, and our great party, that PDP will win the Southeast zone clearly.
Some party leaders here say the PDP is bringing to the Southeast a product they say is marketable and ready to unseat a failed governing All Progressives Congress. For the vice presidential candidate, until issues around education, security and devolution of power are addressed, Nigeria's economic problems will remain unsolved.
This present government that is called All Promise Council, that is APC, has denied you so many things, even in terms of appointment. With the candidate we have now, you know that your wars are over.
For our people in the Southeast, yes, there are many issues. But the leaders of politics in the entirety of the Southeast are here. And it is for us to guide our people. That guidance is very important to embolden them to do what is right. In the last 7 years plus, the Southeast has suffered under the APC governance.
PDP presidential candidate Abubakar says he is the sure link for the Igbos to clinch Nigeria's presidency. Should he win the 2023 presidential election, Mr. Abubakar says he will hand over to a Nigerian of Southeast extraction.
It is quite clear that you can't fault my love for the Igbo nation. You can't. And I still make bold and state clearly that I will make an Igbo man to become a president.
Mr. Abubakar says the federal government which he leads will end fuel subsidy and ensure a restructured country where there is healthy competition among federating units.
We shall stop fiscal support for non-performing government enterprises and also end, I said end, fuel subsidies. I'm not scared to say it because between 1999 and 2007, I drew up a program of removal of fuel subsidies and I implemented phase 1, phase 2. Unfortunately, after we left office, the subsidies continued to grow and grow and grow. It is simply a fraud. Restructuring that devolves powers from the federal government and gives states the power to set their priorities is better for this zone.
The PDP presidential candidate says there is a need to put a stop to the regular Monday sit-at-home in the Southeast. Abubakar says he will address all political grievances of the region. Campaigns for Nigeria's presidential election officially kicks off on 28 September. With the Electoral Commission assuring of credible elections, it remains unclear who people of the Southeast will vote for in next year's presidential elections. Abel Ejikeme, Arise News.
Well, for more on Atiku's visit to the Southeast, joining us now is Chijoke, who is a 3-term former commissioner in Enugu State, with his last portfolio being that of Commissioner for Environment. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. Let me start off by asking, what do you make of Atiku's outing in the East?
Well, thank you very much. It's very good to be here. I feel particularly excited because this is like a wrap-up for what the Southeast has always craved for. His Excellency Atiku was in the Southeast today, as we all know. And prior to now, there had been this ill wills of what do the Southeast have to gain, what is in it for them and the Project Nigeria. Is it time for the Southeast to be president? No doubt about it. The Southeast deserves to rule Nigeria. And that's what Atiku Abubakar has shot the Southeast of today. The political dynamics have placed a situation where...
How did he promise them, just to be clear?
You definitely heard him here today for the very first time that the Nigerian presidential aspirant is saying it in clear terms to be quoted. I will hand over to a Southeast candidate.
Isn't that an overused bait? We've heard that in 2015, 2019. Isn't that an overused bait?
It has never been said in clear terms. It has never been said to be counted. We can verify. It has never been said. It has only been insinuated. Today, the people of the Southeast are listening to a presidential candidate, telling them not only what he has for the region, what he has for Project Nigeria. Remember, the Southeast are one of the people in this country who wish Project Nigeria well. What the presidential candidate is assuring the Southeast leaders today is that he's in tune with them, that he's going to walk his talk.
Right, but like it's been stated, I mean, these very warm promises. It's not the first time that the Southeast has been in a situation where it's promised heaven and earth. At the end of the day, nothing really happens. I mean, the governor of Abia State, Dave Umahi, the reason, one of the major reasons that he actually, of Ebonyi, sorry, that, you know, he left the PDP was that since 1999, that this romance has been on between the, you know, the PDP and the Southeast. It has not been a mutually beneficial relationship, and that was why he left the PDP for the APC, of course. Now, when Atiku says he promises the Southeast, you know, will take over from him after his tenure, does Atiku really have control? Can he determine, indeed, that the Southeast will take over when he's done? And for the purposes of clarity, are we talking about a 4-year tenure or an 8-year tenure for Ndibo to take over from Atiku?
Well,
did you get such clarity from
him? I will feel more comfortable addressing issues about Project Nigeria.
Right.
The presidential candidate of PDP today talked about certain things in clear terms: devolution of powers, restructuring, granting more access to states, right? And crown it up with a promise to the Southeast Nigeria. For the very first time, we're hearing those things in clear terms. It is not about people dancing around with the words. It means that we can hold him accountable. It means that we're entering a government, if the PDP wins, that is measurable.
In what way? Let's take, for example, the issue of restructuring. Has he defined exactly what kind of restructuring he's talking about?
Well, tomorrow, by God's grace, you will see the 5-point plan of the presidential campaign. In all clarity, it's going to come out with clear timelines of what we expect, Nigerians expect from the PDP. Let it be on notice that this is actually the first time that people are taking our political discourse to a level where it can be held accountable. What we've had before are people frying akara and doing all sorts of things to win elections.
What do you mean by that, really?
The elections...
More importantly, how will the Southeast respond to these promises? Or how should
why I was particularly excited, before now, there has been this disquiet in the Southeast. If you notice before now, no influential Southeasterner has come out to say anything about the ongoing process.
Let me come in with this. Now, why should the Southeast accept a promissory note of future president instead of the president right now, especially with Peter Obi? I mean, we've heard this promise, whether insinuated or stated clearly. One of the crises rocking the PDP at the moment is also the fact that it was sort of agreed that it should go to the east, and it did not happen. Now we have an Atiku talking about the fact that when I'm done, the Igbos will come in. And then there's something you said it's a wrap-up of what the Southeast has always craved for. Is it that statement? Is it the promissory notes they've always craved for? Or the fact that they are saying that it's our turn and an Igbo man should be president of Nigeria?
Well, I have enormous respect for His Excellency Peter Obi. He's very competent to rule Nigeria, right? You have to understand that in Project Nigeria, there are issues on the table, right? Whether you like it or not, we have two dominant parties in Nigeria today as we speak. What are political parties? They are vehicles to power, okay? And fortunately or unfortunately, the issues have become as they are. And at any point in time, you have to look at what are your best bets, right? I would very much want a Southeasterner to be president of Nigeria. I stand to be quoted, right? The way I see the scenarios today, I would rather look at it like we are dealing with a vehicle to achieve that purpose. Because it takes national cohesion, it takes inclusion. It is not just about we want. It's about how.
Yeah,
right?
but
and one platform.
Let me land here. The argument, is that if indeed, Atiku loves the Southeast or Ndibo, like he claims, ordinarily he should, have been supporting right now a presidential candidate of Igbo extraction instead of putting himself out as presidential candidate, of course, of the North. Let me get this clear. Why should the Southeast accept a promissory note of future president instead of a president, now with Peter Obi?
Well, if you look at these issues critically, you'd also have been recorded in the past strictly where His Excellency Atiku Abubakar opposed zoning to the South and said that the two zones that have not run Nigeria are the Northeast and the Southeast. That if you want to do zoning to the South, it should be zoned to the Southeast. It's on record. Okay? It is not His Excellency Atiku Abubakar that has scuttled the ambition of the Southeast in the PDP. That's why some of us are opposed to certain tendencies that went behind to crave for a Southern presidency or in the guise of denying the Southeast of the presidency. That's our position. So today, we have finished our primaries. The bus has left the station. What are our best chances? Those are the issues we are dealing with in the context of Project Nigeria. If you want to be president of Nigeria, just like we wish a president of Nigeria of Southeast extraction, we also know that it's not just going to come like that. It's going to come by an inclusive process by everybody. And one thing is very clear. The Southeast candidate is very competent to run Nigeria. His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, very competent to run Nigeria. Those two candidates are the front runners in the elections, right? And we have to be able to allow Nigerians to make those choices. For we in the PDP, we are supporting our candidates.
Okay.
And we are very excited today that the Southeast has accepted our candidates of PDP. Including
an Okowa candidacy as VP?
Yes,
will the Southeast accept him as Onyibo?
Well, you see, for my generation, right. I went to a federal government college. For some of us, we speak for Nigeria, really. I owe nobody any apologies. We speak for Nigeria. If Okowa is a candidate who everybody can look at his demeanor, look at his antecedents, right? And you ask yourself, what again do you look for in leadership, if not tutelage, right? What outcomes do you expect from a tendency like Ifeanyi Okowa? It's only success.
Are you saying Peter Obi cannot win because he's Igbo at this time?
I've never said that.
I'm actually asking this because, Emeka Ihedion had also said something, the former deputy speaker, House of Reps. He did say elections are not about emotions, right? It's about being, realistic. So my question now is, how realistic is it to think that an Igbo person can emerge as president of Nigeria? That's why I'm asking that question. Are you saying that right now?
You have to understand that elections end on the ballots. What we're doing here is that we're talking. Okay? Anybody can become president of Nigeria if Nigerians accept the person on the ballot. Right? What His Excellency Emeka Ihedion was trying to reiterate yesterday was that you have to have a consensus to run Nigeria. They cannot really run Nigeria just by it's we and them. And we all agree with that. His Excellency
Peter
Obi is going towards that consensus.
Right.
I will encourage him.
Okay.
We are in the PDP, right? We also know that we have a unifier who can get Nigeria out of this marriage of insecurity, economic downturns, unemployment, and all the myriad of problems that bedeviling our society today. We believe that we can offer a better alternative. We believe that the presidency should not really be at this point about where you come from. We believe that what Nigeria has gone through in the last 7.5 years, that what we need today is somebody who is capable.
I guess we'll see how that plays out in the coming months. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Today, Chijoke Agu, former Commissioner for Environment, Enugu State. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.